Hi, Mr. Crocker here, back. We're going to do another video for our math computation review to start the year, and this one's going to be on subtraction with regrouping. So, also known as borrowing. I'm not supposed to say borrowing. I'm supposed to say smart things like subtraction with regrouping, but it's borrowing. It's borrowing, okay? So, we're working on subtraction with regrouping. The only time that we do this is when there's a bigger bottom. And so what I mean by that is if you have a number where the bottom is bigger, 9 is more than 2, it's a very pretty 2, 9 is more than 2, you have to borrow. And you have to borrow because if I only have 2, I cannot give you 9, okay? This 2 doesn't have enough. So it needs to take some from the tens. I have 3 tens here. 3 tens, that's actually 30, right? That's enough. That's more than the 9 I need. So the 2's neighbor here has some extra that he can give him. He can borrow it. It's borrowing. And then we'll subtract once we've made enough. But I can't do this if there's a bigger bottom. I can't just do 2 minus 9 is 7. That's wrong. That's always wrong. That's not another way to do subtraction. It's just, it doesn't work, okay? So, here we go. We're gonna do this the regrouping way. So, I have 2, I need 9. That's a problem. I don't have enough. So I'm gonna go over here to my neighbor, the 3, and the number that I am borrowing from, it's always gonna go down 1. Because if I'm giving my neighbor something, I'm gonna have a little bit less. So the 3 goes down 1 to 2. It always goes down 1. If it's a 5, it becomes a 4. If it's an 8, it becomes a 7. If it's a 3, it becomes a 2. And it's giving what it lost to the neighbor. So from 30 down to 20, that's 10, right? So what I'm really doing here is I'm adding 10. And you'll find out that anytime you add 10 to a number, 2, add 10, it comes out to 12. It always just is this number with a 1 in front of it, okay? If I have a 7 and I add 10, it's 17. A 7 with a 1 in front of it, okay? So when I do this, the 2 becomes 12. That 10 that went away here, 30 down to 20 goes over here, and now the 2 is a 12. So I just moved 10. I grouped it in a different place. Now I can do this. If I have $12 and my friend asks me for 9, I can tell him to get his own money. I can give him some of mine, right? So 12 minus 9, that would leave me with 3. So 3, not the 7 that we did earlier when we just did 2 minus 9 is 7. See, the right answer was 3, not 7. 12 minus 9 is 3, okay? And then 2 minus 1, this is not a bigger bottom, right? If I have $2, my friend wants $1, I can give him $1 if I want to, okay? So 13. That's how subtraction with regrouping works. Let's do another. So here we go, 642 minus 181. Okay, so here we go. This is what's kind of tricky about subtraction with regrouping. You don't always have to do it. So in the ones column, we have 2 minus 1. If I have 2 and somebody wants 1, I have enough to give them, right? 2 minus 1 is 1. I can do that. I didn't have to regroup because it's not a bigger bottom. But when I go to the tens here, 4 and 8, 8's more than 4. That's a bigger bottom, right? I have $4. My friend wants 8. I don't have enough, right? So what do? I go to my neighbor. You always go to the neighbor. So the neighbor was 6. He's going to give me 1. 6. He gives away 1. Now he's 5. It always goes down 1. And then here I'm going to add 10. So 4 plus 10, we talked about how you always just put a 1 in front of it because when you're adding 10, that's what happens. Okay, so 14, and now I have enough to subtract. So 14 minus 8, I like to think about it as like jumping across 10. So from 8 to 10, that's 2. From 10 to 14, that's 4. 2 and 4 make 6. 14 minus 8 is 6. Okay? And then 5 minus 1, not a bigger bottom. Okay, so I can do this. 5 minus 1 is 4, 461. So that's basic regrouping. Okay, 461. Let's do one more. Okay. 372 minus 199. Maybe minus. Okay, so on this problem, before I even start, I can think, like, how am I going to have to regroup here? Should I expect to regroup? So, do I have a bigger bottom there? Yeah, I do. Okay. I also have a bigger bottom here. So this problem is going to require a couple of borrows. Okay. So we'll see how that looks. So 2 minus 9. If I have 2, I can't give away 9. Bigger bottom, better borrow. Bigger bottom. Okay. I'm going to borrow from the 7. The 7 is going to go down 1 to 6. Okay. And it's really 7 in the tens place is 70. Now it's 60. It's losing 10. I'm going to give 10 to the ones. 2 plus 10 is 12. All right. The 4 became 14. The 2 becomes 12. That's how that works. Okay. So 12 minus 9. 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 3. Now, to the tens, 6 minus 9. That's a bigger bottom again. Okay. So I'm borrowing again. Again, I'm going to the neighbor. The neighbor is 3. 3 is going to give 1 away. It always goes down 1. 3 goes down 1. It goes down to being a 2. Okay? And then I add the 10. It's kind of like it's 100 because it's 300, 200. I'm adding 16 tens now, right? That's making this harder, I think. So 16 minus 9. From 9, I need 1 more to get to 10, and then 6 to 16, so that's 7. And then 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, 173. So, when do you regroup or borrow? Bigger bottom. Whenever there's a bigger bottom, you always borrow from the neighbor. Okay? The neighbor that's giving 1 away always goes down 1. And the one that is getting it, the neighbor that is borrowing, is always going up by 10, which just looks like adding a 1. Okay? 2 became 12. The 6 became 16. Okay? So, subtraction with regrouping. I know you can do it. We're going to practice together.